snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am back home, as you guys can see from the background behind me. It's taken me a little while to sort everything out to a kind of respectable state. I got home yesterday night after staying a night at my dad's house, and yeah, it was busy, it was very hectic, it was also very hot over this weekend, so it was a little bit crazy, but I am officially moved out of uni for my first year and I'm back home for the summer. So one of the things I was really looking forward to when I was coming home was all of these packages that I ordered. I didn't realise quite how many packages there were. There's a lot. But I'm excited to open them all with you guys, so I'm not sure if this is going to be in 1 or 2 parts. We'll have to see how long it stretches on for. But I'm so excited, so let's just get started. So, package number 1. I have got my scissors ready because I knew that I would have a lot of boxes. So let's just go for this. Ooh! So this is Noble Conflict, which is by Mallory Blackman. This book is one of her new ones, or fairly new, I think. This story is about a boy called Casper who lives in a world where there is constant war, and in this world the Guardians are the people who have to protect everyone. It was published in 2013, and so it's quite new. I read Mallory Blackman's Noughts and Crosses series back ages and ages ago when I was maybe 12, a long time ago, and it was the first series that ever made me cry in a book, and I still love it to this day. I've actually just lent it to my friend, some of the books in that series, but I really wanted to try out some of her newer stuff because I kind of forgot about her for a while, and I just wanted something interesting and different to what I usually read. It's more of a dystopian than it is a fantasy, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I really enjoy her writing style, and I think this will be a fun read to get to. Right, package 1 down. So, package number 2. I should also mention that I got all of these books second hand. All of them are very cheap. I didn't want to buy anything expensive, so yeah, I didn't pay more than £2 or £3 at most for the books, so that is good. Ooh. So this one is Pathfinder by Orson Scott Card. It actually came out in 2010, so it's not that new, but I've just been behind on this series apparently. So I am so excited to start this. I know that Orson Scott Card is the author of Ender's Game, which I haven't read the book, but I saw the film and that made me want to read more of his stuff because I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it quite as much if I had read the book, but I loved the film and I just had a great time watching it, so I'm sure that this will be really fun to read as well. And I'm very excited to get onto this. The cover is so gorgeous. I might have to do a cover chat on it. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but I'm so excited to get onto this, and yeah. This story is about a guy called Rig who has the power to see people's past paths, like what has happened in the past. Not only that, he then finds out that he can actually change the pasts and alter it, so it sounds like it's just going to be a really cool idea and a really cool series, so I'm excited to get onto this very soon, hopefully. Next, this one seems to have already got opened a little bit in the mail. I don't know how, but oh well. Ooh. So, next we've got Cast in Shadow by Michelle Sagara, which is actually a series that I have been meaning to pick up for a while. This series is a fairly well-known fantasy series, I believe. It came out back in 2005, so it's not that new, but I've heard people talking about this series for a while and I'm really interested in picking it up and starting it. So this is about a girl called Kaylin who lived in a town called Nightship, and then all sorts of terrible things started happening. Children started getting murdered and people started getting all of these strange marks appearing up and down their body. So she fled this town and she went to the new town, which is called Elantra. She set up her life for herself and she grew up there, but suddenly things are going a bit amiss, and what happened to her in the past is now happening around her in Elantra, so she has to figure out how to help or stop it or what she's going to do. So sounds really cool. I also love the fact that she's called Kaylin because that is very similar to my name, so that's very cool. And yeah, I'm excited to get onto this. It's quite a cute little book. I really like the sort of mass market size. I think they're very cool because they're just kind of pocket size, which is very nice. Next one. So the next book that I have is by Kristen and PC Cast, and it is called Awakened. If you guys don't know, this is part of the House of Night series, which has been stretching on and on for ages. I think I started reading it when I was about 11, and I just want to finish this series off because there are 12 books in it and I've read up to about 8 maybe. So this was one of the books that I didn't have, so I couldn't continue on with the series. So now that I've got this, I've got no excuse not to continue on. So I'm hoping that I can just read through this whole series very, very quickly and finish it up, because to be honest, it's not very interesting right at the end of this series. It's kind of slowing down a bit and the things are getting a little bit unbelievable. So yeah, I just kind of want to get this off of my list, but because I've read so many of them already, I wanted to finish it. I want to see how it goes. So I've got 4 more up there that I haven't read, I think, and this one, and then maybe 1 more that I need to buy after that. But yeah, I'm excited to finally have this done, so hopefully over this summer holiday I can get these done, and that will be really good. Ooh, this one's a little one, so I'm excited. So we have Witches of Elliot, which is by Kate Forsyth. I was actually trying to look up more female writers because I haven't really read very many female fantasy writers, and I wanted to because I don't really hear about very many of them, and I wonder, is that because they're not very good, or is that just because they're not as recognised as the male writers? So I wanted to check some out, and Kate Forsyth was one of the people who a lot of people said to me it was really good. And I'm really excited to start this because, like I say, I've not really read too much of the female fantasy authors, so I would definitely like to know what's going on here. This sounds like it's set in a fairly old Arthurian style fantasy land where there are dragons and witches and all sorts of really cool things, and apparently all the witches have been outlawed, and what used to be a kind of mecca for magic is now just the ruins. But there is one girl who is being raised in the arts of the old ways, and I assume she's going to have a big adventure or something, so sounds really cool, sounds just like my kind of thing. Love a bit of fantasy, as you all know, so I am really interested in this, and I can't wait to check out the dragons especially because I love dragons, so I am definitely looking forward to this series again. Next book. This is The Witches of the Glass Castle, which I don't know if you all know, but this is actually one of Benjamin Tome's, I'll link his channel down below, favourite books of all time involving witches, and he's really, really into the witches subgenre, so I'm really excited to give this a go. It's by Gabriella Lepore, and apparently it's really awesome. So it's about a kind of love story between these two people called Mia and Dino, and one day Mia unlocks her secret witchy powers and they think that they're going to be split up from one another, and she's going to get sent away to the castle to learn all her magic and things like that. So it sounds like it'll be a really interesting, slightly different twist on what I usually read. Haven't read very much with witches in it, so I'm definitely excited for this one to see how it all goes. So let me know if you have read any of these books. Love to hear what you guys thought of them, just please no spoilers. But I'm really excited to give these a go. Next book. Oh, it's called Nightship to China, and it's by Damien Dibbons. This I'm really excited about because I actually got an advanced reader copy of the second book in this series. It's a children's series all about time travel, and it is the most exciting series in children's fiction that I have read in a while. The first one is called The Storm Begins, and the second one is called Circumus Maximus, and I have them both on my shelf over there, which you guys can't see. I really, really loved this series when I read it, and I have been waiting for this one to come out for a while. Now that it is here, I'm very excited to get on with this. I won't tell you guys about it, but just know that I really enjoyed the first two, and I'm sure that this one is going to be just as fun. So definitely if you're looking for a new children's series, then this is a really good one. Next package. I know what this is. Oh, this is so exciting. So this is Stormdancer, and it's by J. Christoph, and I am so excited about this because, as you guys can probably guess, it's kind of got a Japanesey, Chinesey feel to it, and oh my god, this cover is the most beautiful thing. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it is so gorgeous, and I cannot wait to read this book. This story is about a girl called Yukiko. She's in a very kind of Japanese culture world, I get that vibe, which I am absolutely in love with. I love Japanese culture, and I think it's so different to ours, and it's so interesting. So I'm really excited about this. But she lives in this world where she has a shogun that she has to answer to, and he sends them off on a mission to go and kill griffins and bring them back. And everyone knows that griffins are supposedly extinct, but she does come across one, and she finds herself trapped in the jungle, in the forest, with this griffin, and she has to kind of form a bond with it or die. So sounds really cool, sounds really exciting, beautiful addition for a pre-owned book, so I'm really happy with this, and I'm just really excited. I've got so many people have reviewed this and given it such high marks, and people I know have said that it's amazing, so I'm definitely going to be starting this one very soon, I hope. I also really love these little symbols down here. I don't know if you guys can really see, but they're so pretty, and I'm just, oh, this cover is so gorgeous. I love the lilac. So if I do read this, it might be a cover chat, we'll have to see. We're only about halfway through. Oh god. Next one. Sweep, Volume 1 by Kate Tiernan. This is another series that Benjamin of Tomes has been talking about for ages and really seems to like. I trust his opinion, clearly, because I've gone off of 2 of his recommendations and bought them, so I just really want to try out witches. Like I said before, I just haven't tried out witches, and I want to give them a go. This is about a girl called Morgan who doesn't even know she's a witch until she meets a guy called Cal, and he kind of teases the magic from her, but she realises quite soon that her magic is very powerful, and she doesn't know how to control it, so definitely sounds like it's really cool. This is a bind-up version of the first 3, so the first one is called Book of Shadows, the second one is called The Coven, and the third one is called Blood Witch, but they are all in here, and I believe that there are maybe 2 more bind-ups, I'm not sure. So I'm really excited for this series, and I think it will be really fun, so definitely do let me know if you have read this one before. I do really like the cover on this, and the typography I think is very witchy and very creepy and cool. Next book! So this series has been getting an awful lot of hype on BookTube recently, and it is the Secrets of Immortal Nicholas Flamel series, which is by Michael Scott, and the first one is called The Alchemist. I picked this up because, as I say, I've seen so many people getting this book and telling people to get this book and raving about this series that I just wanted to see what it was all about, because apparently it's really good. So I'm definitely excited by the cover. I think it's so pretty. These books are being pre-owned. Let me say, you could not even tell. They're in such good quality. I always order books that are pre-owned but they say new or very good. I don't order anything less than that usually. Good sometimes if the price is right. But yeah, and they are all perfect condition, so if you don't ever buy pre-owned books for fear that they're going to be really rubbish, then I would say that most of the time, 99% of the time, they are so good, so I would definitely recommend it. This sounds like it's going to be so cool. It's about Josh and Sophie, who are twins, and they discover a world of magic and prophecy and battle with immortals and dangerous creatures and travel to other realms and faraway places, and that's all it really says, so it sounds cool. It's definitely piqued my interest, and I'm very excited to start this. Another one that has slightly opened in the mail. And this one is called Inda, and it is by Sherwood Smith, who I believe is a woman. I'll check and I'll let you know. But this is about a young boy called Inda who is the second son. Traditionally in this world, second sons are trained to be shield bearers for their older brothers, and he is not really going to see any action, but of course there is a big war that starts happening, so he gets called to the capital where he is supposed to help out his brother. Actually, there are a lot of terrible things that happen and a lot of creepy things and scary things that he wasn't prepared for, and a lot of politics that he just doesn't understand. So I'm really excited about this. It came out in 2006, it just looks old. Next we have this. So this monster of a book is the first book in this series by Terry, and it is called The Wizard's First Rule. I want to know why you guys love him so much. I've heard that he's a really good writer, but that his storylines are just really fast-paced and fun, which is good because this is a giant book. Oh, it's only 800 or so pages, but the writing is not exactly big, so I'm really excited by this, and I definitely wanted to give it a go. I wanted to get into Terry Goodkind because, as I say, so many of you love him, and I want to know why. So this is about a guy called Richard Cypher. He holds the key to the fate of 3 nations, and he has to master magic to sort out what these nations are going to become, but he has issues even admitting that magic is real, so it's kind of a tale of discovery maybe, and a big adventure, I'm sure. So it just sounds really cool, and I'm definitely excited for this. Definitely one that I'm probably going to try and pick up fairly soon, but I'm hoping I'll really enjoy this because I'm pretty sure there are quite a lot in this series, and I definitely want to give them all a go if I can. So highly excited for this, and I would love to hear what you guys think. Me and you gonna have a little